Guruji, 3 people only at the moment. 5 minutes to go, Guruji. Mostly people are joining very close to the time. So, Guruji, which screen you want? You want the screen? Which screen you want, Guruji?
Big screen. Yeah.
You want to be here, no?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Okay, Guruji.
This one? Put.
Yes, Guruji, it's on. It's working now. The screen is there and you are completely there. So is it a good idea for me and Bhaiya to pull this little bit closer, or you want to stay here only? Because in the I'll click a picture and I'll show you, Guruji. I'll take a picture and I'll show you.
ನಾನು ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತೆ. Okay, you want this way?
It is like this, Guruji. You are here and the screen is here.
Okay.
So if we move you a little bit, will that be okay?
Can move.
Okay, भैया आप हेल्प करेंगे थोड़ा सा. हम इसको ना वहाँ लेके जाएंगे. ये वायर्स के साथ चला जाएगा ना
You
ठीक
want
से.
any problem?
वायर्स के साथ एक साइड से मैं पकड़ लेती हूँ.
ऑफ करो. स्विच
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಷಾರು. ಅದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೈರ್ ಗೀರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಚೂರು.
ಹಾಂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸಾಕು ಗುರುಜಿ, ಸಾಕಾ ಇನ್ನೂನಾ?
ಬಿಟ್ಟಾನು?
I'll just 1 minute.
Namaste, uncle.
ಇಷ್ಟನೇ.
Okay. ಮೈಕಲ್ಲೇ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಡು. Sound is okay. Sound is okay.
Sound, Guruji, I will check. But Guruji, light is not very good. It's
We
very
can
dark.
hear.
It's very dark.
Where?
I'll show you the. I'll show you. Guruji, you speak. I'll show you.
Sound we can hear.
Guruji, can you say something to test the mic? Can you say something to test the mic? Testing, mic testing.
Hello.
It's audible. It's audible.
But to hear me?
Audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Very clearly audible.
We're going to soon start. 1 more minute or we'll start. Is it okay? Get it?
Test the mic. Can you say something to test the mic? Testing, mic testing.
Okay, fine.
Your hello.
Audible. Audible to hear me?
It's okay.
Okay. So, Guruji, so it's a bit dark. The light is very dark, Guruji. Otherwise, it's okay. Because there's no lights here. Otherwise,
That's not the
everything.
light.
Huh?
That's the light we have, no? What we can do now. How we can do it.
चाबी
Extra.
चाबी
दे दो भैया. जी. Thank you. Guruji, extra light could be short on
How
your
where you do? How
like
we
a
will do now.
lamp or something. Like a lamp or something.
Now in my this thing it is there.
Okay, okay.
In my room that is there. Now no time.
Okay, Guruji, okay.
We should have done in the afternoon.
Okay, Guruji.
Okay, we'll start today's program. My dear brothers and sisters, we come
Uh,
to Yoga Vasishta,
Guruji's, your camera little be
chapter
adjusted.
3, Utpatti Prakarana on creation. And we are learning the story of Akshaja, the person who is brought forth by creation. We start with a prayer. Please repeat after me. Yatas sarvani bhutani pratibhanti sthitani cha yatra evopashamam yanti तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयम् द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतु क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः स्फुरन्ति सीकराः यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनम् सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः Yoga Vasishta, the context. Chapter 1, already we have seen Vairagya Prakarana. Sri Rama had completed his education. They all went for a very nice pilgrimage and came back to Ayodhya. And there he gets into a non-active phase in life. He gets totally disinterested in all activities. So, he was not interested in talking to anybody, even taking food and enjoying, everything gone, non-active phase. Question comes whether it's a state of depression. So, we studied what is the difference between this state of Rama and depression. Depression and Vairagya. Depression is a mental health disorder. It is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, homelessness, loss of interest, and pressure in activities once enjoyed. Whereas Vairagya is a higher state which arises due to deep analysis by fundamental quests which Rama underwent. Rama's dispassion, known as Vairagya, is a state of detachment or non-attachment to worldly desires and possessions. Why? By a deep quest Rama had about the meaning of life. What was his question? He says, we all take birth, we grow from childhood, probably we get educated, get a job, marry, produce children, get old, and one day die. Is it also life? What is the meaning of this life? This state of vacuum, emptiness occurs in everyone's life at one stage of life. We've all grown at one stage it can. It drives us to get at the higher wisdom base of our Sanatana Dharma. So, when Rama had such brilliant questions, he got no answer. He found there is no meaning in this life. When said Vishwamitra came to take both Rama and Lakshmana to protect his yajna, Dasharatha, who was worried, tells the state of Sri Rama. Look at Rama. What has happened to him? He is absolutely not interested in anything. How he will come with you also? He cannot do. The great sage, Vishwamitra goes and sees Rama and talks to him. And he soon understands it is not a case of depression. So, having understood Rama's position, then he says, don't worry, Sri Rama. There is an answer to your deep, brilliant analysis you have made. I am really marveled at your wonderful analysis you have made about the life. Whole Vairagya Prakarana is a brilliant analysis of Sri Rama about the entire life. How we take birth and do these things, how it's everything controlled and everything called on and so on. So, he says, don't think there is no answer. Yes, this is a state for you to go and understand the higher dimensions of life. The same thing happened to Shuka also. As a young lad, Shuka also had the same quest. And he understood everything and he became wonderfully well. You know Shuka, the great Paramagnani. So this gives confidence to Sri Rama. Oh, so there is an answer. I thought there is no answer to this. And Vishwamitra says, this is a stage for you to go beyond Mumuksha Prakarana. Then he asked, Rama, please tell me about Shuka's story and everything. And that's how the second Mumuksha Prakarana starts. Mumuksha means one who is desirous of getting moksha. You are not satisfied the happiness that you get. Oh, the best of the happiness. I want infinite happiness. I want infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite knowledge. I want to know everything in the world. And there emerges the wonderful teachings of Vasishta, Yoga Vasishta. Like Bhagavad Gita came due to the conflict of Arjuna, whether duty is better or compassion and love is better, sacrifice is better, ethics and morality was a duty. So, how does Mukshatra come? That Vasishta explains in the beginning. See, Rama, there is a fundamental drive in all of us. Please recognize. You have not recognized that. What is that? Sukha praptihi, dukkha nivrittihi. We all want more and more happiness, more and more happiness, more and more happiness. And we want to have less and less dukkha, less and less dukkha, no dukkha at all. This is built into our system, whether we know it or not. Therefore, in all our lives, our voluntary actions are driven to get more and more happiness. You want to get a good job, more and more money, and more comforts, and more of power and then freedom. Everything you want more and more of happiness. No? Involuntary functions are all geared to prevent you from death. That is the highest misery. This is built in us. Recognize that. So you have to analyze what is this we call as happiness, what is it that we call as dukkha. So you are in a state of dukkha. You are in a state of questions. But you must ask what is that we call as sukha, what is it that we call as dukkha. Don't try to say from where it comes. Normally what we think, Sukha is an object of enjoyment. Dukkha is because somebody is good, somebody is bad, somebody is hitting you, somebody is cursing you, somebody is making wrong notions, you are unhappy. Wrong. Check whether really Sukha is an object of enjoyment. You always think Sukha is an object of enjoyment. Nice gulab jamun, rasgulla, this and that for eating, nice music and everything. But a simple analysis says that it is a law of diminishing returns. When you take the first page, second page, third page, fourth page goes on, the happiness goes on reducing. But still, we try to get happiness through objects of enjoyment. This is our ignorance. This is our foolishness. It's an inner state of mind. What is that inner state of mind? Analysis, happiness shows it's a brief silence that comes. All thoughts vanish. That is nothing. But it occurs in every Vishaya Sambhoga. Each time you have an object of enjoyment coming, sense object coming in sense of sense thing, your mind becomes obliterated with all thoughts. So this is the thing that happens. Vishaya Sambhoga. This you have to understand. This you have to examine. This you have to experiment. This is the happiness analysis. So when you stay in that silence longer and longer, you experience there is an exponential growth of happiness. Happiness first not only in your head, but throughout the body, whole body, every cell gets that happiness. There is a metamorphic transformation that takes place. This is the experiment you have to do. That's the knowledge that is needed. So, therefore, Vasishta is telling Rama, so what is that we call as happiness? It is bliss, is silence. So you have to go to that level of silence. Then, having understood that, he started staying in that silence. But then he gets a doubt. So you say that we should be in silence. Then what about activities? You said Sukha got this knowledge, this happiness. He was able to stay in silence, calmness, peace and silence, everything. But what about activity? What about duty? This is the question that Sukha asked to Janaka Maharaj. And Janaka Maharaj tells what is to be done. Take the candlelight, go around and see what is happening there. The story of Sukha continued and he told. And we have heard this story. I don't have to repeat. So it's a very special way of performing the action in Jnana Sthiti. It's a dual mode operation, I call. Inner layer of the mind always in silence and you do action. You are in the blissful awareness inside. Outside, you are doing the activity. So this is the whole secret, Rama. Therefore, Sukha understood this and became a great Jnani, establishing the dharma throughout the thing. Rama, this is the work. So once you start doing that, you start moving from self-centered activity, selfishness, towards selflessness. Selflessness, less and less selfish, less and less selfish. And real love emerging out of this selflessness happens. That's called Prema Bhava. Prema Bhava is in giving and giving and giving. But the wonderful example of Ganga Das from Bihar, how he sacrificed his entire life for the child. You heard that story. Very touching and very wonderful story. It had happened a few years back. So, the principal calls and tells Gangadas, your daughter is given 10 out of 10 marks, 100% marks for this wonderful essay she has written. This is the best essay ever written about Mother's Day in the history of the school, international school. So we are having the Mother's Day Gala event tomorrow, and the entire school management and all children are going to gather. So we have decided to invite you to be the chief guest of the event, a gardener, Gangadas. This is to honor all the love and sacrifice a man can do to raise his children, to show that you do not have to be a woman to be the perfect parent. And the principal says, and most importantly, this is to reinforce, appreciate, acknowledge the strong belief of your daughter who has such wonderful belief in you, to make her feel proud, to make the entire school feel proud that we have the best parent on earth, as stated by your daughter. Wonderful story. So you are a true gardener, Kagada, who is not only looking after the gardens, but also nurturing the most precious flower of your life in such a beautiful way. So the principal said, Gangadas, will you be our chief guest tomorrow for the event? That's the story we had. So mukshutva, when you start looking at the bliss, it leads from self-centered activity towards less and less selfish activity, and vice versa. Once you start doing selfless activities, then you start growing higher. To move from rajas to sattva and go beyond even the sattva that's going to happen. With that, the Mumuksha chapter is over. Then third chapter is Utpatti Prakarana, the secret of creation. And this Prakarana, very fascinating stories are there. Fantastic stories. 8 stories which are knit, and every day Vasishta was giving a story. We can continue for 2 days, 3 days like this with question and answers. The whole assembly is to be there, morning 3 hours, evening 3 to 4 hours, and people were enthralled to hear such stories. It's a lot of puzzles, difficult things, inner things, at the same time very revealing. The story of Akshaja, story of Leela, story of Karkati, story of Ahindava, story of deceitful Indra, story of Manas, story of Bala and Siddha. These are the 8 stories that is knit into Utpatti Prakarana. So we started hearing the nice story of Akshaja, Akashabaran. So a quick summary of what I told so far to go further. So in the mystical realms of ancient India, within the revered scripture Yoga Vasishta, lies the captivating tale of Akshaja in the Utpatti Prakarana. Akshaja, a being crafted from the very essence of the sky, was brought into knowledge of Rama by the enlightened sage Vasishta. Vasishta is telling the story of Akshaja. Until then, nobody probably had heard about Akshaja's story. All people are now enthralled to hear. He says, Akshaja has been created. I'm going to tell a story. His creation wasn't ordinary. It was a testament to the boundless possibilities of the universe. He had all the powers. This fellow, Akshaja, is born of the Akasha. He was no typical being. He had all extraordinary wisdom and formidable powers, Ashtasiddhis. And like Hanuman had Ashtasiddhis, he had all the powers. He was destined for a journey that transcended the ordinary. He was no ordinary person. He was a superpower, superhuman being. From the moment of his creation, he was bound with mysteries of existence, profound mysteries, everything he was able to understand and do. With all the powers, what was he doing? He immersed himself in deep meditation. His mind soaring beyond the physical confines of the world. So continuously in tune with that all pervasive silence he was studying. Meditation, sitting there. So as he dwelled deeper into his spiritual practices, Akshaja became acutely aware of the cyclic nature of life and death. He was in that silence, he was in peace, he was in wonderful power. But now he understands the laws of this creation, the cyclic nature, birth and death. Every creation comes up and then get destroyed. Every one of us take birth and we are going to die. Birth and death. He started recognizing the laws of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, creation, sustenance, and destruction. The trifold law of the entire universe, entire creation. He was clearly understanding how even a small insect is born, stay for a while, and then they are going to die. So even the gods and goddesses also, they take birth, one day they are going to die. Understood that. Now he got a question. If everything is like this thing, we are all governed by Kala. We take birth, we are going to die. We are all enslaved, haunted by the endless cycle of samsara, the perpetual loop of rebirth. We take birth and die, rebirth and die, rebirth, die. So this realization ignited a burning desire within him to break free from this relentless cycle and attain liberation or moksha. He had all the powers. He said, okay, but I'm bound by this birth and death, birth and death, birth and death cycle. Is there some way I can overcome all these things? Can I go to that state where I am no more bound by this relentless cycle of Srishti, Sthiti and Laya? Can I go beyond this creation, birth and death? He started doing that. So he was he started thinking. In spite of all his Ashtasiddhis and the tremendous powers he had, the mind, he can stay in that silence for such long. He was still worried. He was haunted by this question. Rama, you also have raised this question. In your Vairagya Prakarana, you have said, we are all bound by this cycle of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. Same thing haunted Akshaja also. With all these powers he had, all the knowledge he had. So, Vasishta recognized this Akshaja's turmoil, and Akshaja took Vasishta as his guru, and Vasishta tells him, he says that true liberation could only be achieved through the realization of one's unity with Brahman, the infinite universal consciousness. It's an infinite pure consciousness. The creation is continuously under change. That is the changeless one, which is beyond space, time, causation. It's infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite knowledge, infinite this thing. That is the dimension he had. So Vasishta's wisdom was a beacon illumination in the path of Akshaja, who needed that direction. So Akasha's journey was fraught with challenges. So to go beyond the things, he went on doing more and more tapas, more and more meditation, and then trying to go beyond that. But many challenges came. He grappled with illusions of the material world, each step testing his resolve and understanding. He had to overcome all the attractions, all the challenges. Hundreds of challenges started coming. But he was very determined. He never wavered. He encountered various beings, faced temptations, and overcame obstacles that sought to divert him from his quest. When we do the sadhana, Vasishta says, you get hundreds and thousands of such challenges that come. You have to understand, and then you have to overcome all such challenges. Even when you start doing our asanas, in the beginning, how our bodies start getting pain and gets here and there, sometimes it breaks, and all these things happen. It's normal. So like that, in every step, there is going to be challenges and problems and difficulties arise. Then Oh, who is going to do that? I will leave. In meditation, you go on doing meditation, calming down the mind. Many people come and say, 15 years I am doing meditation, still my mind doesn't come into my control. All such things happen. So similarly for Akshaja also, with all the powers he had many, many challenges to go beyond. At all levels, he started getting challenges after challenges and challenges continuously. But his unwavering dedication and the invariable guidance of Vasishta, whenever he had problems, he'll go to Vasishta. This has happened, what to do. And Vasishta tells how to go. That's the role of a guru. When you get difficulties, when you get challenges, then if you have a good teacher, if you have a good guru, then your life becomes easy. Life becomes very comfortable to go further. If you don't have a teacher of that thing, then you'll be in great problem. It may take a lot of time to overcome these things. Therefore, a good teacher for all of you in learning asana, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, meditation, everything we have arranged here, so that you will be able to get to this thing, system develop. So Akshaja's consciousness began to transcend the illusions that clouded his perception. He always was continuously, lured by all the Ashtasiddhis, Kadima, Mahima, Prakarana, all these powers he had. He was all lured by it. He was very, very happy in that thing. But now he started understanding there's something beyond all changes, beyond all creation. So he started experiencing moments of profound clarity, glimpsing the true nature of reality. These revelations fueled his journey, pushing him ever closer to the ultimate truth. So he started going deeper and deeper into the dimension. So he started sitting in samadhi. 8 types of samadhi Patanjali tells. Vitarka vichara ananda smitargama sampragnataha. Tadanyaha sampragnataha, sampragnat samadhi, sampragnat samadhi. They all started going deeper and deeper into the higher samadhis. Days passed, weeks rolled, months rolled, and years passed, and he was going deeper and deeper dimension. And he rejoiced the possession of uninterrupted samadhi, earnest regard towards all creatures and good dharmas. Understood? Then he started doing good work. So he reached a very, very high stage of self-realization of the higher samadhi dimension. All the powers, what he was doing, he bringing all these powers for the good of others. He started working for the good of others. He started staying thousands of years, continuously. So then came the Kala. He saw, see, all people are dying, dying in 1,000 years. Some people are dying in 100 years. And even biggest of the gods and goddesses, they are also dying at the age of 2,000 years, 5,000 years. But this fellow have lived such a long life, 25,000 years, still he was growing strong, So how is it this fellow do? So he came forward. Okay, I'm going to destroy him, end his life. I will not allow for him to grow like this. He is not a Chiranjeevi, he is there. So he came with a pride, Kala. He said, I have all the powers. I can destroy anybody. And Kala came. I want to catch him and finish him. I will make him die. And Kala said to himself, how is it? I am not able to encompass this one. Everybody are bound by my Kala. According to Kala, the rule of the things, everybody dies. But this fellow is not dying. He is transcending me. He is going beyond me. I am unable to devour the whole universe as a more paltry trifle I can do. But I will not able to do this fellow. Why he is not coming under my control? Why he is not coming and getting die? He started thinking. So he started thinking, Kala. Then he said, okay, I have my powers. I have powers to finish everything. Now I am going to do this. I am let to infer my powers. Is it that my powers have reduced now? I can use my powers to finish everybody. But now I have not been able to do. Is it that my powers have reduced? What has happened? Whether my intellect has dulled? What is happening to me? What is happening to you? Like a blade of a sword in poison, my powerful, sharp sword has become blunt? No. Kala thinks. I am a person of determination. Persons with determined effort will never abandon their pursuits. Oh, I am going to finish him. I will go kill him. With these cogitations in his mind, Kala at once marched straight to the habitation of Akshaja and entered his gates. Akshaja was there sitting in the deep things in Samadhi, in the spiritual grandeur. And Kala goes, now we are going to end your life. You are going to die. But what happened? He was bedazzled and scorched by the tense story of the Akshaja's spiritual fire. Spiritual fire was so strong. Shatakodi Swaraj Satya, Suryasya, Vedivapadutthita said. His power was so much, his power of silence was so great. Kala got dazzled and could not do anything. Nothing undaunted, Kala pierced through the spiritual glory and with all his power, with stalwart arms, 1,000 in number, seized hold of the Akasha. He started going inside. I don't care, I'm going to come and then catch you, and see that you'll be finished now. Thousands of arms, such fantastic powers Kala had. But he was absolutely disappointed. Disappointed in his efforts because Akshaja was too much for him. Akshaja was in that silence. He could not do anything. So Kala was totally disappointed. No, I could not do it. What to do. Then Vasishta says, what did Kala do? He go to his guru. Akshaja was immovable, like one of the forms of Sankalpa. The divine will was so strong, Kala was unable to overpower him. Breath has stopped. Flowing of the breath of Akshaja was so grand, until he was in a state of absolute silence, expanded silence, all-pervasive silence, and that completely benumbed Kala. Kala could not do. So, what did Kala do? He returned from that place. Where? To go to his guru. Who is that? Yama, the Lord of Death, the God of Death. And he wanted to consult him. You see, he again made a duty to finish everybody. Kala will eat up everybody. But now I have not been able to eat up this fellow, this Akshaja. What is to be done? He goes to Yama. And Yamadharmaraja is his boss. What Yama says, he was in that phase. He starts looking at Kala. Hey, you have come. What has happened to you? Then Kala related all that happened between him and Akshaja. Oh, I went there and then want to catch him and then do everything. Nothing worked. This fellow is beyond me. So he doesn't come under the powers of my thing. What is to be done? So what does Yama say? See, this universe which arose through the karmas, to our actions will perish through karmas only. The weapons with which we can destroy the universe are the former karmas. Everybody has their own karma. Every day do the karma. We do the actions, good actions, bad actions. You have got the good karma, bad karma, all right. Therefore, if you want to destroy him, by this power it's not going to happen. You have to find out what is his karma, what is his sanchita karma, which is the one which is weak. You have to catch him. Therefore, by just doing that they have done will not help. Find out which are the karmas which can be taken care by you and you can finish him. Try to take hold of those karmas in his life, through which means you will be able to overpower him. What is the implication? Our entire life is bound by our karmas. What are our karmas? The Karma Siddhanta says, we all do our action. When we are born, we have the past things. We had all our karma which start coming up in this life as prarabdha karma. All set of our karmas are stored as sanchita karma. Sanchita karma, when it comes into this body, we all come with the prarabdha karma. And we have our willpower to change. You can go this way or you can go this way. You will be born with the good and the bad. The Daivi Sampat and Asuri Sampat. You are all born with both these things. And you can use our power to go increase our Daivi Sampat. You can move towards moksha. Or you can come down and then see that you deteriorate yourself, become worse than animals. Choice is yours. So you can change your prarabdha karma and see that you develop agami karma. How to do that? Every action has been governed by a reaction. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. Even in the physical world, we know the law. Newton's law, third law, says action and reaction are equal and opposite. Same thing here also. You do a good action, you will get good karma. You do a bad action, you get the bad karma. You develop your Daivi Sampat by doing Daivi Sampat, you will get Daivi karma. Asari Sampat you develop, you get Asari Sampat karma. It's all in our hands. So Agami karma is going to happen. So therefore, when we are born, we have got samskaras. But then that is one habit, that is the tendency. It's tendency that you may become diabetic. But the surrounding atmosphere where you stay, what is the type of lifestyle you have? You have got very parents who are always quarreling, and use all types of foods. And the whole thing is in great stress. And you're also, so it's going to aggravate your diabetes. That's the second force. One is the tendency when we are born. The second is the atmosphere in which you live. Then you have the third, that is our free will. We have the freedom to change. We have our mind. Okay, it may be all be there. What I will do, I will go away from the house and go to yoga class and start learning the whole process of yoga, how to deal with my diabetes. You have the freedom. So freedom to go this way or go this way. So there are three forces when we are born. When we are born, we have a tendency based on our sanchita karma, which is showing up as prarabdha karma. Then we have an atmosphere in which we live, our parent, our houses where we live, and all these things. That's the force. The third is the willpower. First two, you cannot change because you are born already with prarabdha karma, you cannot change. And atmosphere in which you live, you cannot change. But the third thing which is there, freedom, that you can change. So freedom is the willpower that we have. So based on that, you are going to do a particular action. So that becomes the present action called the agami karma. So the agami karma builds effect on the past sanchita. Sanchita karma gets changed. You have a tendency that your rajas, tamas and sattva, or tamas is 30%, rajas is 30%, 40% is sattva, which has been embedded. You are come with that thing. But with this agami thing, you are going to reduce tamas, reduce the rajas, and develop the sattva more. So the past action comes and changes your sanchita karma. This is the whole process that goes on and on in our life. Therefore, we all have the freedom to change our karmas. And it is the karma that is the one that binds you, that is the personality trait. So it is sanchita karma, which is all embedded in our life. And that shows up as prarabdha karma when we buy. So Yamadharma Raja tells to Kala, look at sanchita karma and prarabdha karma, all these things. Therefore, if you want to bind him, control him, you have to find out what are all his karmas, what are the good actions, what are the bad actions, what is the sanchita karma that he has, everything you have to find out. And if you find something, then you can finish. This is the only way you can do. So hearing Yama, Kala immediately fished himself. There is a huge expanded Akasha who is there. He fished out for the former karmas of Akasha. What sanchita karma he has put, what is the prarabdha karma he is having, and what he is doing. In all places, wherever Akasha was able to go and do this thing. He traced here, there, in all different places, such as the holy waters, the tanks, the sphere of the earth, the quarters, and everywhere he started seeing this. Wandered around, went and round, throughout the whole universe he tried to find out where this fellow has this thing, what karma he has done in the past, whether he has harmed somebody, whether he tells someone truth, whether he has did some osari sampat, whether he has got that ego, everything is search and search and search. What is the result? Nowhere was he able to discern, in spite of his tedious search. For days and years he tried to find. No. All the karma, no, he could not do. So, at last, he came back and disclosed to the wise Yama, no, all my search is in vain. I could not find. This fellow is so pure, so fantastic. So when he came and told Yama completely, disillusioned, then Yama, okay, let me also see. Probably he might have missed something here and there. Maybe in Vijnanamaya Kosha, maybe in Anandamaya Kosha, he might have missed something. Let me check. So Yama also deliberated for a long time and delivered himself of the following words. Hey, born as he is, out of pure Akasha, this imperishable Akasha is no other than Jnana Akasha himself. He is perfect. He has no sanchita karma. He has no asuri sampata, daivi sampata. Everything is pure. And he has no cause, which is instrumental or material cause. So we cannot catch him. So then Kala says, but you see, now he is doing all karmas, all good karmas he is doing. He is trying to help others, he is trying to build dharma, he is trying to establish dharma, and everything karma he is doing. When he is doing all good karmas, will he not have some good karmas? Sanchita karma will he not acquire? Because he is doing karmas, he is doing actions, he is helping others, he is very selfless, and do everything he is doing. Will he not get some good karma? Because when you do good karma, you will get good sanchita karma. So he should have that sanchita karma, good karma. And in the process, something bad happens also, that also he will get. If he is not doing and sitting quietly, then it's a different thing. But for hundreds of years, he is now doing all dharma karyas. What do you say about this? Kala asked Yama. So, what Yama says, the secret. there being no cause at all. The karmas he performed do not recall exist, really exist. There is no cause for the karmas. The sanchita karmas, past karmas in embryo, which will enable you to put an end to him, do not exist in this case. So said the fulfiller of dharmas told him. And Bhagavad Gita I see. त्यक्त्वा कर्मफल संगम नित्य तृप्तो निराश्रयः. Repeat. त्यक्त्वा कर्मफल संगम नित्य तृप्तो निराश्रयः. कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः. So, when a person is completely rid of all desires or attachment to any karma phala, and is absolutely in a state of nitya trupta, nirashraya, attuned to himself all the time, and he becomes a master karma yogi. Such a person, karmani abhipravruttaha api, even though he is doing action, it is equivalent to not doing action. If he is doing action but doesn't accumulate any karma, sanchita karma into him. Krishna Bhagavan told to Arjuna there, Hatvapi saiman lokan nahanti nanibadhyate. I have absolutely no attachment. I am a perfect human being, and whatever action I do will not bind me. Even if I kill 1,000 people, it will not bind me. This is the state that happened. For example, Rama is telling, Vasishta is telling to Rama, look at Brahma. Brahma is the creator. He creates the entire universe. So he should be filled up with all wonderful Daivi Sampat of the highest order. He must have the Sanchita Karma. Look at Shiva, who destroys everything. He destroys and creates Pradaya. How much of bad things he should accumulate? No. They do not accumulate even a single karma. Why? They are established in that pure consciousness. They are unattached. When you do the actions unattached, the result will not bind you. You perform your duty without attachment, then you do not accumulate the dharma, sanchita karma, he says. This is a secret. So we are all bound when we do the action attached. This is the whole process of creation. With the infinite thing, we all come down and become sattvic, tamasic, rajasic, and tattvic. As a construction. That is Sangha. Sangha is going to bring down this dimension. So this is the cone. In the process, there is going to be a decreasing of the freedom. This is the cone of freedom. And you become smaller and smaller, more and more. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Beyond the Sattva, we have got Gunatita Sthiti, in which you are beyond the Gunas. So to overcome the Gunas, you have to purify the Gunas. Gunas are the ones which form the karma, sanchita karma. So Vasishta is explaining Rama, understand. You have to perform all actions in tune with that reality. You have to perform every action in the form of that duty. Attune to that self you do. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samattam yoga uchyate. That's yoga. And Shankaracharya has given that wonderful thing which you chanted. How you're attuned to that self. Understand that you are that all-pervasive reality. Let us repeat. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo विभुत्वाच्च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणाम् च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणाम् न चासङ्गदं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् So that is the state. So Yama says that now this fellow has reached that state, and therefore he is no more bound by the Kala. You cannot do anything about him. So what happened? The Kala quietly betook himself to his own place in great wonderment. I thought I can control anybody and finish everybody. But no, this Akshaja is beyond me. He went back and stayed. This is the whole story of Akshaja. At these words of Vasishta, Rama, having guided him and said thus, so from the story given by you about Akshaja, I heard with all reverence, but he is very brilliant, no? Rama. So can I conclude that this fellow, Akshaja, he is no other than Brahma himself? Brahma also has this thing. He is the self-creator and he is non-dual, one of the nature of Vijnana. He has all the qualities. Are you talking about this Akshaja, Brahma? Brahma. No, there are two words in Sanskrit. One is Dirgha, Brahma. Another is Hraswa, Brahma. Brahma is Brahman. Brahman is ultimate reality, pure consciousness. Brahma is Chaturmukha Brahma, is the creator. He is the creator of the whole creation. He is in the Anandamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. But Brahman is ultimate reality, beyond all changes. So, Brahma gets that out. Is he the Brahma himself? Then, Immaculate Vasishta, the great Gnani, says, we have thus known from the words which passed between the havoc producing Kala and Yama. We shall describe still further what took place between them. This is what I have heard from my great masters. Vasishta is telling, from the great seers. This is what I have heard from everybody, Akasha. I am going to answer that question whether he is Brahma or not. So, we are going to study the next portion of the story, Akasha. What happened to Akasha later is going to be put forth. So with that, we close today's session with Shanti Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashyet dukkhamad bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Any question?
Yes,
Having so many powers, Akasha struggled so much for Samadhi. I'm very small ant, like can't reach samadhi in this life. If I try sincerely, or it takes many lives, please advise. Akshaja was in the state of samadhi. He was able to stay in the samadhi for longer and longer duration. He was not struggling to get to samadhi. But he has to go from one samadhi to the higher to the next and next and next. One has to overcome many things that occur. Many challenges start coming up. Many difficulties arise. Therefore, Vasishta is finding out and telling us that going from one samadhi to the highest, to the Kaivalya, is not easy. There also we are going to have all number of challenges, much more challenges than normally what you have in getting these things. But we have to see that you start working. To get to the samadhi, yes, you are going to have difficulty, but you can get the samadhi. Getting the glimpse of samadhi is easy. For that you have to be very careful, very intelligent and very sharp. For example, when you take a dish of your choice, nice Mysore pak, you put that into the mouth. Carefully observe what is happening to your mind. The mind becomes really obliterated with the thoughts. That's the research that you have to do, inner research, adhyatma. Once you get that silence, get a glimpse of that, it will take 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 15 days for you. But try again and again. Once you get this thing, then you have to only experience that silence in all our activities. When you do your asana, nicely you are doing that. In the last phase, Ananta Samapati, you go into tune to that thing. So getting a glimpse is not difficult. You can get glimpse of samadhi, everybody can go. But to stabilize that is the long term that takes place. How can a common man change the deep-rooted samskaras that tend to persist in spite of the conscious will to change them? Yes, this is the will that we have. We all have the freedom to change. We must make all our efforts, use our will, make the will stronger and stronger, and use that freedom more and more to change ourselves. Because we all have tamas, rajas and sattva as the samskaras. Manifestation of samskaras, santita karma is in the three forms. They are not only in the physical body but also in the mind and other things also. Therefore, we have to use that freedom to change ourselves. For example, what we do, morning we cannot get up, we have a lot of tamas. But all of you say, no, you have to get up at 4:30. Now put the alarm and do this thing. But very difficult. Mind will say, oh, still another half an hour is there. Let me sleep for another 15 minutes. And you sleep, already it is 7 o'clock. That's the power of tamas. For that, what you have to do, you have to make efforts continuously. So when you work together as a group, it becomes easier. That's why you come here, you join a course and do these things. So our dimensions is to see that we put our efforts, put our willpower to see that we grow.
She's asking if Akshaja couldn't get moksha and end the cycle. Could he not get moksha and end the cycle?
Akshaja was trying to go and realize what Vasishta said is that you have to go to that moksha sthiti, which is beyond the cycle of birth and death. Because he has got all these things, he has got all the powers, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, he got all the powers, Siddhi, like Hanuman. But he says that this is all still in the realm of birth and death. So I am bound by this bondage of birth and death. How to overcome that? That's the moksha. How to do that? He did not have an answer. Therefore, Vasishta guides him. What you have to understand the entire dimension, that which is beyond space-time causation, that which is beyond change. You have to go there. You know? So that's how he started reaching that stage of this thing. Okay, that we close. Sarve bhavantu sukhinos